There's, I think it's a lot of guys' experience also that kind of related to something I previously said, is that in today's day and age, people have so many more options that they can go on a lot more dates. So if you went on a date in the 50s or 60s or 70s, the likelihood, if you did go on a date, the likelihood of that proceeding was much higher than it is today. So the likelihood of any one given interaction with the opposite sex today working out is super low. Like, I'm sure you guys have experience on dating apps in person. Like, you probably have to be talking to quite a few more people to finally meet that person that you end up in a relationship with or end up hooking up with. So from a guy's point of view, if we're always asking, we're always having to pay for the date. Phrased it? Yeah, I kind of screwed the phrasing up a little bit on the question, but so besides just foodie calls, and this is why I think men should split. I don't think men should pay on the first date. Now, there are some scenarios where I'll pay, and I can get into that later. But the thing is that a man paying is him adhering to his traditional gender roles. But the fact of the matter is that in today's day and age, my advice to men is you do not adhere to your traditional gender roles with women who are not traditional women. And newsflash, 90% of women are not traditional women. So you can't have new order for you and old order for men. So men, I don't think you should be adhering to your traditional gender roles if she's not a traditional woman. That's my take. And also the fact this kind of relates to women not being traditional women is people are just around so much. So just point blank period, I'm not going to pay for a girl who's someone else. And the fact of the matter is the dating meta as it is, you have to assume when you're first meeting someone, they're at least one other person. Because I know girls that are 1, 2, 3 guys. And I'm going to go on a date with you, and then I'm going to pay for your food. You're going to get a to-go bag and give it to the guy you're No. Like, to me, that's just, I might not know you're doing that, but to me, I'm not going to put myself in a position like that. So the way the dating meta is, I have to assume going in, she's another guy. To me, you're not adhering to your traditional gender roles. I won't adhere to mine. So that's my take on that. I want to open it up to the panel and let you guys respond. So Hensley, come on in.
I like it. I respect it. I think dating is kind of a game. And with that said, also going along with her, you're probably not leaving a lot of impressions on these women. So they're okay to go fuck whoever else. But, you didn't have to pay for their meal, but you're definitely lowering your chance of getting sucked.
Lowering my chance of getting my sucked?
Just by a little, But hey, we're not traditional women, so you never know.
Well, you know what, though? The thing is that most of the women in this town would consider themselves liberal, would consider themselves feminist. So my additional view is you can't be feminist until the check comes. So if you believe in equality, you have to believe in it across the board. Equality is not a buffet that you get to pick and choose from. You don't get to pick the stuff that benefits you and say, oh no, I want the traditional here, I want the new order here. So
for sure. But were any of us feminists?
I haven't gone on a date with any of you.
Exactly.
Yet. Mm-hmm. But broadly speaking, most of the women in this town I would say are fairly liberal and would probably identify as feminist, or believe in equality. So, Okay, Natasha.
I mean, I respect everything that you just said, but if I'm getting to the point of going on a date with you, that means I'm giving you a solid chance to make a lasting impression on me. Because for me, I think I have a more traditional way of going about things. I am never talking to multiple guys at once. If I find a guy interesting enough to give him my attention, I am giving him my full attention. And if he, obviously it's a two-sided street, I'm going to try and portray myself in the best way possible, and I expect him to do the same. I expect there to be, mutual, everyone's doing their best, So I think that, for girls that are really trying to get to know a guy, I mean, it's easy to weed those girls out, honestly. Like, you can just...
Which girls?
The girls that are just going on dates with you just for the free food. Or just to have sex with you. It's so easy to weed people out, in my opinion.
Well, it's not always obvious, and a lot of women are unassuming. Like, it's not... Sometimes you can tell, like, yeah, this chick, she's a big partier. She's probably a bunch of dudes, right? But it's not always obvious. Sometimes the shy, quiet ones are... they're... But...
I guess that's true. I don't know. For me, if I'm giving you a solid chance to go on a date with me, you are my sole attention. I'm not messing with anyone. I'm not talking to anyone, really.
I respect that.
If I'm not talking to one guy, then I'm going and working on myself. I'm really not interested in men too much. I'm really interested in myself. So I don't know.
I respect that. And are you on dating apps right now or no?
I have Hinge. I don't use it. So
but that's sort of, your options are definitely a lot more open if you're on the dating app.
Yes.
But you're saying if you're seeing a guy, you're kind of going to put other options.
I'm putting.
You're going to pursue
aside.
that,
Yes.
see where it goes. If it doesn't work out, fine, on to the next one.
Yeah.
But you're not like concurrently dating like 3-4 guys at the same time.
No, and I would never go on a date just for the food or just for the attention. That's really messed up.
Sure.
And actually, my roommate, he was like, Natasha, you're in LA now, and if I were you, if I were a girl, I'd be going on dates like every night of the week, and I'd be getting free dinners. Like, my male roommate literally said that to me, and I was like, that's not who I am. It's not a good way to be. It doesn't build good habits, and you're not going to find good people doing that. So,
do you think that you're an outlier, though, in terms of how you approach dating?
I would say that I am, because I mean, I even have girlfriends who, they treat dating like kind of like a game. They want to take advantage of what they can, and girls have an advantage with dating. They can pick any guy out of a room and they're going to say yes to a date, and then they're going to get free food out of a dinner, and it's going to be really easy for them. So me, an outlier, I don't know. I'm dating intentionally. I'm not dating to mess around. I don't really have time to mess around. I have things that I want to do with myself. So, yeah.
What percentage of women do you think like you? Let's say in California.
I don't really want to be mean.
Be mean. Yeah, you can be mean.
How many girls think like me? Maybe like less than 10%. I don't know.
Yep.
It's a small, yeah, it's not a lot.
And I'm just curious, so were these values instilled in you by your parents, or is it something you like read online? Or like, how did you come to these conclusions about dating? Because for someone so young, I would say you have a very mature approach to kind of what you're looking for in your dating.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, my parents, I wasn't really allowed to date until high school. And so I was able to, see my friends dating, and I was able to see the toxicity that, relationships can have. And also my parents raised me, teaching me like that I am worth more. Sometimes I would get into relationships with guys and my mom would be like, you are worth more than this person. And she was completely right, and I didn't see it at the time. But then as you get older, you just look back on relationships and you're like, dang, like I put myself low so that I could, it has to do with self-esteem, it has to do with your view of your self-worth. And yeah, I don't know if I said that right, but.
No, it was good. Thank you. So anyways, me and Natasha had a little back and forth there, but do you have a response to what I was saying like 2 or 3 minutes ago about paying and stuff?
So yeah, I think dating is a game, but like not for advantage, but for their different people got their own rules. So if there's like rules overlap, it's good. If there's like completely just different, yeah, it's just not the thing. That like if two people got different rules that you pay or I pay, and yeah, it's just. Oh, and what you just said, your theory doesn't work on me. Like fucking around.
What's the theory?
You said like you don't want to pay for a girl that different males. Yeah.
Mouses?
Males.
Oh, males. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But
That
yeah.
doesn't work on you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in the same way that Natasha's a bit of an outlier, you're an outlier too, because most women are not virgins. Well, yeah, most women are not virgins.
Most.
Well, yeah, but
Well,
at your
no,
age.
but a woman's
Oh, yeah.
adult human
Oh.
female. So,
Probably. I don't know.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
probably most of the women, and I don't know what the stats are. They'd have to do a study, but I mean, it's probably like by the time a woman's 18 or 19, the proportion of them that are still a virgin and haven't slept with anybody, it's must be less than 10%, less than 5% probably. And they're probably going to lose it within the next year. Okay.
I'm done.
But so your point is that my whole scenario of the reason why I wouldn't pay is with your scenario as well.
No, yeah, I just said different people got different rules.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Right. So in the scenario I provided, where a scenario, how many times am I going to repeat scenario? I wouldn't pay for a girl because my expectation going into a date is she's probably hooking up with some other guy. She's sleeping with some other guy. So, but for you, obviously that wouldn't apply because the situation you find yourself in. Okay, Angelina.
I agree with like mainly what she said. I like see the same side as you. Yeah. I would go 50-50 first date. Like I wouldn't mind that. If they invited me to a date and they want to take me there, I'm fine with 50-50 still. Yeah.
I guess so. Just to respond to what I said, do you think that it's fairly common that people have, and I suppose this can apply to both men and women, but do you think that for a lot of guys, they should have an expectation that if they're going on a date with a girl, that girl's probably talking to another guy, sleeping with another guy?
Oh yeah, but it just depends on the person.
Like, for example, I could ask you, have you ever gone on a date with a guy? And also, I should open this up to the panel. Have you ever gone on a date with a guy, but you were sleeping with someone else?
I have to think about this one.
Okay,
I mean,
I'll come back to you,
okay,
Hensley.
yeah.
Do you want to answer that?
You know my answer.
What's your answer?
Definitely.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hey, that's the dating meta. I don't shame you at all. What is, I guess, I might have asked you this in the previous episode. What's the most amount of men you've concurrently been sleeping with? Let's say in like a week period.
2.
2?
I don't
Okay.
really sleep around a lot necessarily. I just like to mess around a lot, I guess.
Okay, yeah, I got it now. So when me and my ex-boyfriend broke up, it was like we broke up in like a really healthy way. It was just because, I needed to work on myself and I couldn't do that with him in the picture. And then obviously stuff happens. I find out he slept with my best friend, and then I went and I hooked up with his. So like stuff started happening. Yeah, stuff started happening. I wouldn't say that I went on a date while I was sleeping with someone else, but I would say that I like talked to multiple people at one time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Shania?
I mean, I think actually Precious hit it really well on the head. Like it was, it's dating is a game and everyone's got their own rules. So, that's your rule and Tasha's rule is different and everyone's rules are different. So you kind of just got to find someone who's playing the same rules of the same game.
Lori?
Yeah, I agree. And also which panel we are at. Like the your opinion panel or sleeping men panel.
Wait, what?
Right. You opened 2 panels.
2 panels?
Yeah, you got 2 questions going.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. So what?
One is Angelina's, like, have you ever sleep a man, like, and date different guy? The other is about your opinion about dating, splitting the bill.
Yeah, you can answer both.
Okay. And I will definitely agree with your opinion because I respect everything, but I do not like the way how you just assume some girl you met maybe on dating app, maybe you just hit her up in real life, are with other guys.
You don't like that I'm making that assumption.
Yes, and also the fact that, it's maybe not a fact. You said how many adult women are virgin right now?
Mhm.
Maybe open your eyes up and look around the whole world.
The whole world.
Yes.